Okay, quick turnaround from the 11th edition to the 12th of the ridiculous comment segment videos. Yeah, I am in Atlantic City. It's not going to focus on those words, but that says Harrah's. That's Harrah's Atlantic City behind me. And you are in luck that you're looking through the camera, because in person, it's actually very dark out here. But the camera makes things kind of lighter. There is the restaurant, kind of like sports bar restaurant. The sports book is just inside over there. Poker room is a little deep over there. If I walked around that side of the building, there's an entrance into the poker room, and there's water over that like walkway over there. But yeah, some water right here also. So just showing you this corner of Harrah's Atlantic City. All right, so let's get into the comments. Had a lot of comments. So yeah, 2 videos in the same week. A lot of ridiculous comments lately. First one, you're one who can't win. When you turn a profit, it's 17 per hour. That's minimum wage nowadays. First of all, in red, wrong type of you're. He meant you are. Also, 17 an hour, like, that's nothing to laugh at. So the way I look at it, sometimes when some instances, it's like robust. I separate my 1-2 and my 1-3. Some instances like this, just some ridiculous guy saying stuff, just kind of combine them. I play a lot of 1-2, play a lot of 1-3, act like the big blind is $2.50, you know, the average of those two. And if that's the case, 17 per hour is 6.8 big blinds per hour. Like, that's pretty good. He's trying to insult me, and he's giving me a huge compliment by saying he believes that there are times where I make $17 an hour. Absolutely nothing to be critical of. Anyone who makes that over several stretches, that's great. Also, minimum wage nowadays. You know, you would think for these guys who have like so much free time every single day, it just seems like absolutely 24 hours of free time every single day, they could do like 2 minutes of research. I looked into the minimum wage for about 2 minutes, which is probably 2 minutes more than this guy looked into it. I didn't see anywhere in the country where minimum wage is $17 an hour. Maybe he gets his information from like Instagram or something. Certain parts of New York, I found the minimum wage is 16, which is odd that it's not a statewide thing, but some parts of New York, the minimum wage is 16. The federal minimum wage is $7.25, and there are still 20 states just using the federal. As I understand it, you could do like one of 3 things. You could like do nothing, and your state minimum wage defaults to the federal. You could just take that number and put that number on the books, what the federal is, or you could put a number on the books that's below, and then the federal will supersede it. So 20 of 50 states still have a minimum wage of $7.25, but I don't know, people like scream on the internet like minimum wage is massive, and people like this commenter believe it. So there you go, first comment, 3 more. Let's go to the next one. All right, outside Acme, you can kind of read that there, yeah. Supermarket in Brigantine, need to pick up a few things. It's windy. For the video you'll see 2 days. It's a video that gets published 2 days after this video gets published. But let's go to the second comment. All right, let me read this, get it word for word. You get annoying correcting your viewers constantly. We know you're well educated, but insulting your fan base for simple wording mistakes, not a good look. Okay, first of all, in red, this guy used the wrong your when talking about me correcting grammar. Interesting. Wonder if it was on purpose or not. Also, fan base. Yeah, people who hate the videos and hate me and hate poker and watch and rage, I guess in the loosest definition possible, they're fans because they watch and they pay a ton of attention to the channel. I wouldn't call them fans. I understand some people would, and they're definitely not the people I had in mind when I had the idea for the channel and the newsletter and started making videos. And if the people who hate me never watch my videos ever again, I wouldn't care in the least. So, fan in blue, I don't know. It's not really the word I would use. Also, in pink, not a good look. That's interesting. The pink is the most interesting part of this comment. Not a good look. People allot time out of their day to try to insult me. People allot time out of their day to make up lies about me. If I did absolutely nothing, that would be a terrible, terrible look the way I see it. I would be so embarrassed if I did absolutely nothing in response. And as far as things go, ways I could respond, pointing out that they don't understand how to read and write properly is like one of the least severe. Like if I did absolutely nothing, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. And I could often do things much harsher if that's something you're paying attention to. Like, how severe is my response? For one, if it were at 100%, I would have no problem with that. As it is, it's usually like, I don't know, 3-4%, and I like let them off the hook without being like too harsh on the way back with the responses. Oh, at my favorite restaurant in the world, specifically this location, the Wawa in Bringentine, New Jersey. All right, let's get the third one going. I have to read it. This guy was ridiculous. I mean, they all are, but sometimes, when was the last time you did any working out or tried to work on yourself? You need to start eating healthier, working on yourself, and doing a little exercise. I don't know what I need to start doing those things for. The guy never said. This guy, in the video where I left Baltimore and drove north to Pennsylvania, and I said, you know, it's way too late in the morning, they're not going to have the breakfast sandwich I like at Wawa. Went in there, they didn't have it, like I suspected, and came back out. I did not eat a breakfast sandwich in that video. This guy was in rage at the thought of me eating breakfast sandwiches. He demanded that I never eat breakfast sandwiches again, which is weird because he got exactly what he wanted, me not eating one in the video, and he was still mad. Then he demanded I eat vegetables, even though he later claimed that he's seen me eat vegetables in videos. I don't know why he's obsessed with me. I don't know why his life is like this miserable and empty that he needs to make demands of my diet and fitness. A week, well, first, I'll get to that later. He also claimed, he laughed at the idea of adding vegetables to a meal in order to make the meal healthier. And he claimed that walking is not exercise. So besides trying to be like my lifetime boss or something, he doesn't really understand vegetables or exercise. I don't know why this is the topic he's choosing to go to the mat with. Also, like a week after this, on a random video from the past, he left a comment that had nothing to do with that video. He said, "Did you exercise this week?" It's unfortunate that someone convinced him that his life needs to be non-stop misery and he just has to be mad every second of every day, and for some reason he needs to be obsessed with whether I walk or eat produce or things like that. Okay, fourth and final comment from the confines of my room. No great scenery, no great view from this hotel room, otherwise I'd show you. Let me read it here. Number 4. Why can't you admit your poker skill level isn't high enough to discuss hands? What's wrong with admitting that? Just like why you can't admit you don't play higher because you're not at that level, but have to give all kinds of excuses. Okay, first of all, in a lot of people like this, it's weird. First of all, in the pink, to discuss hands, I have. There's like 15 to 20. I don't do it every single video, but it's interesting that this guy apparently was unbelievably busy and or asleep the 15 times I made and published hand history videos. Very odd timing. Also, blue's the only other color. You know, my first thought when I read this comment was, this guy is mad I'm not giving his reasons. What's his reason for not playing higher? What's his reason for not talking poker strategy? If he said the things I said, they would be lies, because he has different reasons. And that's fine. People have different reasons. We could find 20 people who all have different reasons for not talking poker strategy. Not everyone is a twin of this commenter. I don't know why he thinks my reasons need to be identical to his reasons, and after not that many back and forths, what do you know? He admitted it. He said he doesn't play higher than 1-3 because if he played higher than 1-3 and had a winning session, he would attribute it all to luck, not skill. And he said he doesn't talk poker strategy because he's a casual player who has nothing to contribute to an advanced discussion about hand analysis. Okay, that's what I thought. Like, I don't know why he's complaining when exactly what I thought was the case. I was never trying to talk on his behalf. I never claimed I was twins with this guy. I never said me and this guy need to have the same reason for doing every single activity that the world can throw at you. He has reasons for not talking strategy. I have reasons for not talking strategy. They're not identical. And to cap it off, You know what was very interesting? Want to guess how much this guy claims to make when he plays poker? Rice, how do you know how much he claims to make? Because he told me. I didn't ask, I didn't care, but he felt the need to throw it into this discussion even though it wasn't relevant in the least. For this guy who admits he's a casual player who has nothing much to contribute to an analysis of a hand and would attribute a winning session at higher stakes to luck, not skill. You want to know what he makes playing poker? So he claims that magical number of 10 big blinds an hour playing 1-3, 30 bucks an hour. It is fascinating how many people who hate me, hate life, and hate my videos all make that same magical number of 10 big blinds per hour. Not 9, not 9.5, not 10.5, not 9.4, not 8.8. All of these would be very impressive. I mean, I wouldn't believe it if the guy said he makes 8.8 big blinds an hour. For one, wouldn't believe it. But at least it would be something besides that perfect 10.0 that everybody loves claiming. It's amazing. All these people make the exact same hourly. Fascinating. And remember, rice is a spoon food.